Hi, Ansh. Hello.
Oh, hi. I was like, how are you talking to me?
I can hear the Minecraft.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nimai. Thank you for joining. I see few new names. Jagu's iPhone, Sumiti. Hare Krishna. Sanvi and Sia. Okay. All right. So we'll get started with today's class. Thank you, everyone, for being able to join. I will just share the screen in a minute. Okay. Just sharing. All right, so we'll get started. Let me just share my screen here. I'm having some difficulty. Okay. Is everyone able to see my screen or no? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now, yeah.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see it now. I can see it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right. We'll start with opening prayers. I'll just enlarge my screen here. All right. So we have Swara, we have Nimai, Nitya, Ashi, Sanvi, and Sia, Ansh, Shlok, Dhruv, and Dwani. Thank you for joining. And if you're able, we would really love to see your video cameras on, and we would love to see you. Okay, we'll start with the opening prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यप्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So today we'll be learning Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 22nd verse. So in this chapter, Krishna is actually telling us how a saintly person is. What are the characteristics? What are the qualities of a saintly person? So we will start this verse with the word-to-word Sanskrit. Okay. Yes, Shlok, you have your hand raised.
I can't turn on my camera because my camera isn't working right now.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So we'll start. We'll break down this verse word to word for word. Ye, and you can repeat after me. I'll say the word in Sanskrit, and you can unmute and repeat after me. Ye,
Ye,
he, samsparsha,
Samsparsha,
ja,
Ja,
bhoga,
Bhoga,
dukha,
Dukha,
yonaya,
Yonaya,
eva,
Eva,
te,
Te,
adya, adi,
Adya,
antavanta,
Antavanta,
kaunteya,
Konteya,
na teshu,
Nateshu,
ramate,
Ramate,
buddha.
Buddha.
Okay, say the first line and we'll repeat it 3 times, each line 3 times. First 2 lines together 3 times, second 2 lines together 3 times, and then the whole verse 3 times. Okay, so repeating helps with memory. So we'll try and memorize as we're repeating. Okay. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा,
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा,
one more time. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा,
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा,
one more time. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा,
Second line. दुःखयोनय एव ते.
दुःखयोनय एव ते,
One more time. दुःखयोनय एव ते.
दुःखयोनय एव ते,
One more time. दुःखयोनय एव ते.
दुःखयोनय एव ते,
Okay. Third line. आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय.
आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय,
One more time. आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय.
आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय,
न तेषु रमते बुधः.
न तेषु रमते बुधः,
न तेषु रमते बुधः
न तेषु रमते बुधः
One more time. न तेषु रमते बुधः
तेषु रमते बुधः
So now we'll recite the first two lines together. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते ये हि संस्पर्शजा
संस्पर्शजा
भोगा
भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते
दुःखयोनयैवते. One more time. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते
One more time. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते
All right. And the second two lines in the verse, okay? We'll repeat it 3 times. Adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha.
आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
Adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha.
आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
One more time. Adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha.
आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
Wonderful. Now we'll see the whole verse together 3 times. Okay. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. We'll say it 3 times, okay?
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
One more time. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Anybody who would like to say the Sanskrit part, you can read if you haven't memorized. Okay, Ansh.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
Okay, thank you, Ansh. Yes, Dhvani and Dhruv.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः
Wonderful. Thank you so much for participating. We'll go to the synonyms, okay? So we can say the Sanskrit and the English. So everyone can unmute and repeat after me. Ye, ye,
Yea,
those,
those
he,
he
certainly,
certainly
samsparshaja,
संस्पर्शजा
by contact with the material senses,
by contact with the material senses
bhoga,
Bhoga,
enjoyments,
enjoyments,
dukkha,
dukkha,
distress,
distress,
yonaya,
yonayah,
sources of,
sources of,
eva,
the,
certainly,
certainly,
te,
they,
they are,
they are,
adi,
Adi,
beginning,
beginning,
anta,
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 end,
and
vanta,
manta,
subject to,
subject to,
kaunteya,
Kaunteya,
O son of Kunti,
O son of Kunti,
na,
now,
never,
never,
teshu,
teshu,
in those,
in those,
ramate,
ramate,
take delight,
take delight,
buddha,
Buddha,
the intelligent person.
the intelligent person.
Thank you. All right, who would like to read the translation? Yes, Nitya.
An intelligent person who does not take part of the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Thank you. Thank you, Nitya. Anybody else would like to read the translation? Yes, Vara.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Okay, thank you so much, Vara. Anybody else? Dhruv and Dhvani?
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Okay, thank you, Dhruv and Dhvani. All right. So we're going to try and understand. Does anybody understand actually what this means? Anybody would like to attempt and share what you understood? No problem if you didn't. So we'll try to understand this. So this verse is telling us what is the characteristic of a self-realized soul, someone who can see the truth. What is the test that they are a self-realized soul? The test is that they're freed from the desire to enjoy material pleasure. So in this world, in this material world, the formula is material pleasure equals misery. Material pleasure equals pain. So actually, we can see also in our practical life that, sometimes we try to enjoy something, but we experience some misery or the other when we're trying. It's either the result of it or the process of it. There is some misery or the other that we experience. There's some pain that we experience, right? So everywhere we look around us, we see ways of either how to enjoy, either we are enjoying ourselves or we see other people are enjoying themselves. So this word bhoga in this verse, you see the word bhoga? Anybody can find it in the verse, right? So this word bhoga means, thank you, Nimai. So the bhoga word means enjoyment, material enjoyment. So everywhere we look, we can see. So next time you see someone enjoying material things, we can actually give it a name, a Sanskrit name, and that name is bhoga. So bhoga means material enjoyment. So when we look around, we can see some people are enjoying material music, some people are enjoying in restaurants, they're enjoying in the cinemas. So we see so many ways to enjoy, right? To enjoy our senses. So those this material enjoyment is by coming in, it happens by coming in contact with the material senses. So which are the five senses? Which are the material senses that we have? How many senses do we have? Okay, somebody is holding up their hand. Yes, Vara.
Um, we have five senses.
Five senses. Yes. Can anyone tell me what the five senses are? Nimai, your hand is up.
Um, the smell, hearing, sight, touch, and taste.
Yes, wonderful. So when we see something beautiful, we are giving pleasure where it's bhoga for the eyes, right? When we taste something really nice, it's giving pleasure to our tongue. It's like bhoga for our tongue, right? When we smell something nice, we want to smell very fragrant things, right? So it's like we're giving pleasure to our sense of smell. And then what else? Eyes, tongue, nose. What else do we have? Sense of touch, right? When we feel nice, soft clothing or a nice furry animal or a soft toy, right? A really soft one. It gives us pleasure, right? It gives our skin a lot of pleasure, a sense of touch. And then there's one more. Which one did we miss? Hearing, right? So we like to hear nice music, we like to hear sweet words, right? We like to hear words of praise. All these are giving us pleasure, right? So so all these are external. So basically what happens is material pleasure, some sparsha, come in contact. Sparsha means to touch. Sparsha means to touch. Can you all touch your hands, fingers together? This is touching, right? So some sparsha, meaning all our environment comes in touch with us, with the medium of our body, and they're touching us, they're touching our material senses, and they are giving us enjoyment of some sort. But because these are material senses and this is the material world around us, Krishna is saying in this verse to Arjuna that such pleasures have a beginning and an end. And a person who is wise, he understands that this is not going to last forever. He understands that this is giving me pleasure right now, but it can also give me pain. So sometimes some people, you know, hear really nice music, but sometimes, there can be really annoying music too, right? There can be some kind of music that you don't really like and or don't really delight in. So that can actually give someone a lot of pain, right? So same with all the other senses. So material pleasure causes pain. So that's the relationship. So material pleasure, material pain are totally different. So how do we know that they're the same? Remember the formula we talked about, that material pleasure is equal to misery. If they're totally opposite from each other, how can they be the same? So should we just accept Krishna's words here? How can we just blindly accept that? How can something that causes us pleasure give us pain? They're totally opposite experiences. But actually, Krishna is saying someone who's wise, and someone who's wise means someone who has experienced it all, can understand, can clearly understand that something that in this world that is giving us pleasure is giving can give us pain as well, can be the cause of pain. So we should try and understand something that is more eternal. So the wise person, he takes delight, he tries to understand and give pleasure to something that is more eternal. He tries to understand what can give me real happiness and not temporary happiness. So he understands that he is an eternal soul, and the only thing that can give him real happiness is by connecting himself with Krishna, by connecting himself with spiritual knowledge, Vedic knowledge, and that gives us happiness, more permanent happiness. So, just to illustrate the story, this verse, there's a nice story of King Chitraketu. How many of you know the story? Let's see. Anybody knows the story here? Some of you? Chitraketu Maharaj? Okay, Ansh knows the story a little bit. Okay, so this is a nice story that comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chitraketu Maharaj was a king. He had many, many queens, but he was always miserable because he didn't have a son. And he was, it caused him a lot of distress, lot of misery. And he once came to Angira Muni, a sage, and he expressed his desire to have a son, and he asked him for the benediction to be able to get a son. So out of much, after very much expressing his desire to Angira Muni, finally he was blessed with a son, and he was told that the son would be called Harsha Shoka, the name of the son. So Harsha means happiness, and Shoka means sadness, distress. So this son will actually cause you a lot of happiness as well as distress. So he became very happy when he had the son. One of his queens was able to give him a son after Angira Muni gave him his blessing. And the son, when he had, the son, he was very happy. He was so happy. He was always playing with his son. And also, the queen who gave him the son became his favorite queen, and and because she was the one who gave him the son. But all what happened was all these other queens that King Chitraketu had became very, very envious. They became very jealous. So they actually poisoned Harshashoka. Because he said that we are becoming miserable because the king is only giving attention to this one queen and his son. So they became very, very jealous. So they poisoned Harshashoka, and Harshashoka basically left his body. And that's when Angira Muni as well as Narad Muni, they come and they explain the science of eternal happiness to King Chitraketu, that how one's body is temporary, and soul is eternal, and how one should connect one's soul, one's eternal soul into the devotional service of the Lord. And that's how one can get eternal happiness and not temporary happiness. And then Harsha Shoka, Chitraketu Maharaj's son, also came to life. They brought him to life temporarily. And, the soul of Harsha Shoka, this little boy who had just died, he also explained the science of, he said that I am temporary, but my soul, my body is temporary, but my soul is eternal. And he explained the science to Chitraketu Maharaj. So after this whole event happened, and he was educated in the knowledge of devotion, Chitraketu Maharaj took to devotional life very seriously, and he engaged himself in nourishing his eternal soul. He engaged himself in the worship of the Lord, and that's how. And then there's the second part to the story as well, where he becomes cursed to become a demon. But we're not going into that. So the story actually tells us how, material happiness. So when he did not have a child, he was very miserable. And when he got a child, he became very happy, right? And then after his child unfortunately was poisoned and killed, he became very miserable again. So we can see how happiness and misery actually comes in waves, right? In this material world, there are things that can make us very happy. Sometimes you get the toy that you want or the video game that you want, a video game that you really like to play, and you become very happy, and your parents give you extra time to play that video game, and it makes you so happy. But then what happens? They say, oh, you've been playing for too long, so we need to stop. And then you become very miserable. Has that happened to anyone? Has that happened to anyone? Yeah, I can see some nods. Okay. So, yeah, so material happiness can make us very happy and very miserable, and it goes in cycles, it never ends. So this is the nature of the material world. And this verse is telling us that one who is wise, they understand that material happiness can be a source of misery, so they don't delight in them. So that's the verse for today, right? So we should try and engage ourselves, and it's so all of you are doing such a wonderful job attending class every Sunday, because you're trying to connect with what is eternal, that which is eternal, and that's giving you knowledge about this material world and how to interact with it, how to not become disturbed by the world around you, right? Okay, shall we move on to Ramayan, Coronation of Lord Ram? Okay. All right, so this is going to be the very last section of Ramayana, of Yuddhakan, and we last spoke about how Lord Ram, he returned to Ayodhya, right? And he met with everybody. He met with his brothers, he met with his teachers, he met with his family members, his mothers, and he met with all the citizens of Ayodhya, and everyone was so happy to see him. And he returned with all the Vanaras, the soldiers, the monkey soldiers, had all come with him, along with Hanuman, Vibhishan, and Jambavan. So everybody came with him, and he was so much so. Generally, monkeys, they're very they don't have a lot of they're any ethics or values. They just jump around, monkey around all the time. So despite how they were, Lord Ram gave them all so much respect. And even though they were in you know in Ayodhya, he introduced all of them to his seniors, his teachers, his mothers, and the citizens. He welcomed them very nicely and gave them all the comforts and treated them with wonderful respect. So this is one of wonderful example we can learn from Lord Ram, that how we can give respect. He told all his seniors that these are my friends, and they helped me cross the ocean. And he didn't take any credit for himself. He gave all the credit to the monkey soldiers. And he was also introducing his guru Vashishta to to all the Vanaras. And he said that I could not have also done it without my guru, because he gave me the right values, he gave me the right weapons, he gave me the right skills to be able to cross this ocean and kill Ravana. So Lord Ram, he divided the credit. He gave credit to his guru, his teacher, and he gave credit to all the monkeys. And he said to get success in life, you need both blessings and efforts. So he did not take any credit for himself, but he took the blessings of his guru, and he gave credit to the efforts of the monkeys. So, and then Bharat comes forward, and he put Lord Ram's padukas, his footwear, next to Lord Ram's feet. And then Lord Ram, he wore the footwear, indicating that he was now ready to assume the role as the king of Ayodhya. And he said, from this moment forward, I'm formally offering the reign of the kingdom of Ayodhya back to Lord Ram. And then Bharat said that I've only been overseeing it for the last 14 years. Now I'm giving it back to the rightful king, to Ram, my brother Ram. And in the last 14 years, Ayodhya has grown in its treasury. That means the money in Ayodhya has increased, the storehouses have increased, the armies have all increased by tenfold, so by 10 times. So not only did Bharat uh, do his duties well, but he had done it exceedingly well. So this is another lesson that we can learn from Bharat, is when you're taking care of others' things, you you take care of them extremely well, right? Bharat took care of the kingdom of Ayodhya, and he he took care of the kingdom extremely well, right? He did it extremely well on behalf of Lord Ram. So we can also take that responsibility when we're taking care of someone else's things, especially what to speak of your own, right? So then Ram was so proud of his brother Bharat, and he expressed his deepest gratitude to Bharat, and and he and then Bharat, he asked Lord Ram to sit on a beautiful golden chariot, which will be brought with a grand entry into Ayodhya. And so before they were in Nandigram, where Bharat was living outside of Ayodhya, and now they're entering Ayodhya on a beautiful golden chariot. So, so Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Mother Sita, and Vibhishan as well as Hanuman, they all climbed, and all the Vanara leaders, they all climbed this wonderful chariot and they entered the city of Ayodhya. And it was late at night, but still, all the citizens had lit up this beautiful city of Ayodhya. They had lit it up with lights and torches, and it made it feel like actually daytime because it was so beautiful. And the ladies would come forward, and they would, they had, there was so much auspiciousness. Everybody was welcoming Ram, Lakshman, Sita with beautiful dances, with lots of flowers and lots of nice presentations. And then there were musical instruments, and the Brahmanas were chanting Vedic hymns. And then Ram told Bharat to offer Sugriva his own palace, and basically everybody, entered Ayodhya in that way. And this is actually, and then the one person who was very, very guilty. She was actually very guilty about how she had behaved before, was Mantara. She was in so much pain for 14 years, and finally, all that now had turned into happiness upon seeing Lord Ram. So she immediately ran and she joined the celebrations. Mantara. You all remember Mantara? Who is Mantara? Everybody remembers, right? Yes? No? Okay. I see one hand up. All right. So everybody joined the celebrations. So this celebration is celebrated as Diwali, which is the festival of lights. So Festival of Lights, Diwali, we can remember the acronym Diwali with determination, illumination. There's a nice acronym, and we can go over it during Diwali actually. It's a little bit in detail. So we'll talk about the Coronation Day. So, so the day of coronation was when Lord Ram was crowned the king of Ayodhya, and there were 500 Vanaras. They set out of Ayodhya with golden pots in their hand. They were asked to bring different holy waters from the rivers across the world and bring it back to Ayodhya to coronate Ram. And then, everybody, even Jambavan, Hanuman, Gavaya, and Rishabh were sent to bring a pot of water from the four oceans. And soon there were 504 sacred pots in front of the Guru, Vashishta. And there was a team of Brahmanas, they were chanting mantras. There was purification of the ingredients that were going to be used in the sacred ceremony. And then Ram and Sita, they received a grand welcome, and they sat on the throne as the king and queen of Ayodhya. And you can see here sage Vashishta placed a royal crown on the head of Lord Ram and declared him to be the king of Ayodhya. And all the demigods from the heavens were also invited. And there was, the Gandharvas and the Apsaras were dancing so beautifully, in honor of King Ram and Mother Sita. And during all this that was going on, Mother Sita was actually remembering Jatayu, and she told Lord Ram that actually our success is built on the sacrifice of so many heroes. So Lord Ram was very much moved to hear this, and he was appreciating how sensitive Mother Sita was, that there are so many people. So if we have received any success in our life, it is always due to there is some sacrifice involved. There's someone or the other has sacrificed something for us to become successful. So we should always be very, very grateful to those around us, because if we have received success, there's always somebody's hand behind our success. Usually it's our parents, right? Usually it's our siblings. So and of course there will be many friends who will be behind our success too. So we should always offer them gratitude. So and there was a Thanksgiving ceremony after this, and Lord Ram and Mother Sita. In fact, this is, some scholars call this the world's first Thanksgiving Day. Just like we celebrate Thanksgiving in America and many other countries. Um, so Lord Ram and Mother Sita were offering gifts to all the Vanaras who had helped them during their difficult time. They had, they said that during that time they were ascetics, they were dressed, they didn't have any possessions when they were in exile. So now that they were back in Ayodhya, they could give them proper gifts and gratitude, even though nothing can match the service that they had rendered. Just like their own family members, they had helped Lord Ram and Mother Sita during their difficult times. So they started handing out gifts to all the monkey leaders and all the soldiers one by one, and then Hanuman was there, and Lord Ram embraced Hanuman, and he said that he can never repay his debt to Hanuman. And Mother Sita, she actually took off. She was wearing a very beautiful diamond necklace, and she actually took it off and she gave it to Hanuman. And when she did that, everybody gasped because it was such a valuable jewel, such a valuable necklace. So she took it off, she gave it to Hanuman. Hanuman, keep in mind, Hanuman is in the monkey species, even though he's a divine monkey. He took, the necklace, and he inspected it. He looked at it very closely, and then he started taking the necklace apart. He was looking at each and every diamond. He was inspecting the diamond in each and every necklace, and he was, trying to inspect something, and everybody was shocked that, what are you doing, Hanuman? This is such an expensive gift, and it's given to you by Mother Sita right in your hand. So why are you tearing it apart? What are you trying to do? And Hanuman was saying that I was breaking the stones of the necklace to see if Mother Sita and Lord Ram are inside the necklace. I'm trying to see if they're in there or not. And he's not able to see them. He was trying to give an explanation and he was not able to see them. But when Lord Ram and Sita, they heard this explanation by Hanuman, they were very, very pleased. But everybody else felt very offended by the way Hanuman behaved in front of Ram and Sita, and they were actually even beginning to joke about his devotion. And one of them actually said that if you don't really value anything that with Lord Ram and Mother Sita in it, will you value your heart if it doesn't have Lord Ram and Mother Sita in it? How can you be sure that your heart has the divine couple inside of it? So actually, Lord Ram represents principles and values in life, and there are a lot of valuable things in this world that actually lack value because there is no Ram in it. So Hanuman Everyone burst out laughing with this comment made by someone, and Hanuman, he suddenly stopped. The laughter suddenly stopped when Hanuman did something. Right in the middle of everyone, in the middle of the whole crowd, Hanuman tore open his chest, and right in his chest was a beautiful image of Sita and Lord Ram. This story does not come in the Valmiki Ramayana, by the way. It comes in the story comes in Tulsidas, I think Tulsidas Ramayana. But just that's just for your information. But when Sita and Ram saw this, they had tears in their eyes. That this is the devotion that Hanuman has. That even the image of Sita and Ram is in his heart. Yes, Nitya, you want to say something?
That part of the story is in my Valmiki Ramayana book.
Is it? Okay. Yes. So sometimes, different Ramayans, different stories, they're just combined, and Ramayana is told because there are many wonderful, wonderful saintly people who have rewritten the Ramayana with their own devotion. So, a lot of the Ramayana is combined and then shared. And Valmiki is the original person who wrote the Ramayana. So sometimes it is confused to be part of Valmiki Ramayana. Yes, somebody else had their hand up. Was it you, Sanvi and Sia? No? Okay. All right. So then, so this was the devotion of Hanuman with tears in his eyes. And then Ram and Sita had tears in their eyes when they saw this happen. So, so many times, our it's not whether the lips have Ram. The question is whether your heart has Ram in it. So many times, we when we chant the holy names of the Lord, there's a big distance between the lips and the heart. And our devotion shouldn't just be lip deep, but rather the heart. Just like Hanuman, he had Lord Ram in his heart. So similarly, we should have God in our heart. We should remember Him with our heart, and that's the goal of a spiritual person. That's the goal of someone who's practicing spiritual life, that not just be mechanically repeating the name of God with their lips, but chanting with the lips and making a connect, because that will eventually help us connect God to our heart. So that is the goal of a spiritual person, just like Hanuman. So Lord Ram, he met the Vanara army for the very last time, and the royal family, they accompanied the Vanaras up till the outskirts of Ayodhya. And sorry, yeah, the outskirts of Ayodhya. And Lord Ram, he greeted every monkey in the army before they left, and he expressed his gratitude, and he thanked everyone from the leaders, the monkey leaders, to right the lowest ranked soldiers. He thanked everybody in the army. And then he and all of them departed from Ayodhya, and they returned to Kishkinda. And then next, Lord Ram, he turned to Vibhishan. So Vibhishan also did not want to leave Lord Ram. He did not want to go back to Lanka. Now, you remember, now he's the new king of Lanka after Ravana was killed. So he did not want to leave. He did not want to go to Lanka. And and then understanding Vibhishan's attachment, understanding his love, Lord Ram gave him a very special gift. So he offered him a very precious treasure of Ayodhya, and that was a deity of the entire Ikshvaku dynasty, the dynasty of Lord Ram. So this deity is a deity of Lord Ranganath, and this is the same Ranganath. And this Ranganath deity, he had features, you know, his face looked exactly like that of Lord Ram. And Vibhishan was very happy. He was when Lord Ram gave it to him, he felt like he's going to be carrying Lord Ram with him back to Lanka. So, anyone here who has been to Sri Rangam in South India? No? Okay. So there's in south of India, in Tamil Nadu, there's a beautiful deity of Sri Rangam. So this is the same deity actually that Vibhishan took with him on the way to Lanka. So what happened was Vibhishan was carrying this deity of Ranganath by air to Lanka, and he passed over a tract of land with a river. And this tract of land was Sri Rangam, and the river was the river Kaveri, and it was flowing on either side of this land, and this it made this land extremely beautiful, extremely holy. And when Lord Ranganath, the deity that Vibhishan was carrying with him, when he saw the beauty of this land, immediately Lord Ranganath wanted to be there. He wanted to stay there in Sri Rangam. So this deity of Lord Ranganath, you see this picture? The deity of Lord Ranganath became very heavy. It became heavy and heavy and heavy, and Vibhishan also felt the urgent need to answer nature's call at that time. So he immediately put the deity on the ground on a huge rock and he ran off. And when he came back, he tried to pick up the deity, but he couldn't. It had become so heavy. This deity of Ranganath had become so heavy. And he understood that probably the Lord wants to stay here in Sri Rangam, this deity of Ranganath. So he respected the choice and he agreed to let go. And Ranganath was pleased with Vibhishan's mood, and he did something unimaginable. So usually all the deities in the temples, they face east, right? They're facing east, but this deity of Ranganath is facing south, and that's where Vibhishan's kingdom, Lanka, was in the south, Sri Lanka, right? So this deity of Ranganath, instead of facing the east, is facing the south, and that is showing like he's showing his gratitude to Vibhishan for all his service to Lord Ram during the exile. During so so Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Sita, they turned to Hanuman. They expressed so Vibhishan had already gone. Now Hanuman was left. So they expressed all their gratitude to Hanuman for everything, and they asked Hanuman what he would like. And Hanuman said that, please, I pray that I may never forget you even for a second. Sorry. So I may never forget you even for a second. And he wanted, and Hanuman said that let my attention not be diverted from anyone else in this world. And I may not serve anything else in this world except you, my Lord Ram. And hearing this, Hanuman's desire, filled with sincere desire to serve him, Lord Ram became very overwhelmed and he gave him an embrace. He hugged him very tight and he thanked him for everything he had done. And everybody returned, and he asked Hanuman to stay with him in Ayodhya. And Hanuman was very thrilled with that, and Hanuman stayed back in Ayodhya. So Ram ruled Ayodhya for 11,000 years, and Ram was his kingdom, his Rajya. Very famously, it's known as Ram Rajya. That is the kingdom of Lord Ram and the reign of Lord Ram. And it was a time when no one was ever sad. So, this time when Lord Ram ruled the earth for 11,000 years with capital city of Ayodhya. It was a time when no one was sad. There was great joy and prosperity. Anyone with any problem was allowed to freely approach Ram, and he ensured that their concerns were addressed. Great sacrifices were performed to perfection. So during Treta Yuga, that's when Lord Ram appeared. The way of achieving perfection of life was by performing fire sacrifices. So in Kali Yuga, which is our current age, the way of achieving perfection, according to our scriptures, is by chanting the holy names of the Lord, by chanting the names of Vishnu or Krishna. That's how one can attain perfection. But in Treta Yuga, it was performing fire sacrifices. So all the fire sacrifices were performed with perfection for the welfare of the world. In fact, in Kali Yuga, when you chant Hare Krishna, that's actually, if you feel very disheartened with the way the world is going on, and if you want to do something for the welfare of the world, you chant Hare Krishna, you take the names of God, and it makes everything auspicious. So one can actually chant the names of God. And then the kingdom saw no diseases, no thieves, and no one became a widow during that golden period. There was no wife who lost her husband, and parents never saw the death of their children. No one ever felt worthless, and people lived very long lives without disease with perfect health. And the trees and plants, they gave their tastiest fruit and herbs, and no insects or pests ever damaged any crops. So the rains were very good. The rains were were good as the weather, and not just humans, but even the wild animals gave up their cruelty. So even the humans were not cruel, and even the wild animals were not cruel. Just to maintain the peace in the world. And everyone in every direction spoke about Lord Ram alone, and the whole world had become Ramamayi, which means they were inundated with Ram. So, yes, Nitya, you want to say something?
Can I use the bathroom?
Oh, yes, of course you may. Haribol. So it is said also, because the Ram Rajya was built on the spirit of sacrifice and selfless service, and that's he showed how a leader during his rule as a king. So Lord Ram, you can see how he was the perfect child, the perfect student, the perfect husband, the perfect everything. And when he was the king of Ayodhya, he showed how to become a perfect leader, how a perfect king should be. So that's how he lived. A leader is willing to make any sacrifice for the happiness and well being of his followers. Also, the Gayatri Mantra, there are 24 letters in the Gayatri Mantra, and therefore in the Valmiki Ramayana, there are 24,000 shlokas. So the Ramayana also made the Gayatri Mantra very famous. So in the Valmiki Ramayana, the story starts with Love and Kush, the sons of Lord Ram, narrating this entire Ram Katha, in the kingdom of Lord Ram, in the court of Lord Ram. And everybody, including Lord Ram, was so captivated by hearing this Ram Katha that even Ram was so spellbound by his own story. And they ended their narration of Ram Katha by talking about the benefits of hearing Ram Katha. Yes, Vara, your hand is up. Did, can you speak a little louder?
Uh, so, never mind. I was just about to ask you something, but
Okay, I didn't quite understand, but
I
okay.
didn't really want to say anything.
Oh, okay, no problem. So, some of the benefits of hearing, so there are a lot of benefits to hearing this katha. They offered 7 benedictions to hearing the story of Ramayana. One is that anyone who listens to the story written by the great sage Valmiki will be endowed with righteousness, fame, longevity, and success. An attentive hearer, so that's number one. Number two is an attentive hearer. So if you've been paying very good attention, this is for you. An attentive hearer will be relieved of all misfortune, and all obstacles will come to an end. Number three is those who are bereft of children but desirous will be bestowed with an offspring. So who are wanting children, they will get children by listening to Ramkatha. Number four is those seeking wealth will receive wealth in abundance. And number five is Lord Ram will be extremely pleased with those who attentively listen to the narration or read the Ramayana. Number six is one who writes the Ramayana will achieve the highest destination possible. And number seven is that this epic will always be treasured by those who seek wisdom, intelligence, good association, welfare, brilliance, and fame. So, this is the end of Yuddha Kand. In the next class, we will just summarize the uh, we will just summarize the Uttarkand of Ramayana. We'll talk about it in brief. Okay, and that will be the end of our Ramayana series. How do you feel about that? Sad? Happy? Okay. All right. So we'll end today's class. So this is Sri Rangam, by the way, if in South India, if you have not been there or seen it before. This is where Vibhishan left the deity of Ranganath. All right, we can chant the closing prayers. Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Yes, Nitya, you want to say something?
I think I've been there before.
You've been to Sri Rangam? Yes, I want to
think
go to Sri
so.
Rangam.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Vani, Swara, you want to say something?
My mom went to South India a long time ago.
Yeah, that's so nice. South India has a lot of temples. Many, many temples. Many famous temples. Okay, so we will end for today. And we will meet next week. Okay? Hare Krishna, everyone. We'll see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.